Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How are we all doing today? Hope you're all doing well. And yes, Zodiac, it is indeed showtime. What's up, James? How you doing, dude? I'm as good as good can be, I suppose. This day is far too hot. But we have got quite the show at hand today, ladies and gentlemen, so we may as well start with the obvious. Our first matchup of the day's festivities is on screen. Oof. Unlucky, my friend. Unlucky. Now, with this match, unfortunately, there is no full video, so we have to do it in parts. So luckily, I've got that here. So, ladies and gentlemen, the first video is 19 minutes long. The second is just under 17, but you can, if you want, skip the interviews or listen to interviews as well. But we are beginning with Steve Austin versus Bret Hart at Survivor Series 96. Ah. Hey Emma, how are you guys doing? I hope your wee business is going along well. I know you do not care about SmackDown, but Cena cut a reverse pipe bomb on Punk, and I have to be honest, it was pretty good. Do not like Cena, but I have saw it. Um, I'll be honest, it was very different. Glad to hear it, Emma. I'm glad to hear you guys are doing well. So for this one, we certainly have a lot to do on this show. So, ladies and gentlemen, be prepared for some fun, and we'll take it as we go. So, Steve Austin obviously does kick off this video with his interview saying cliches are cliches, but an ass whooping is an ass whooping. Americans really like the word whoop. Funny thing is, these two interviews are actually the best WWE interviews of 1996. Apart from obviously Austin winning King of the Ring. Like when you look at WWE promos, these are those two plus that one are the best. I hate these fucking adverts though. Steve Austin coming out. Jim Ross sells this match perfectly. This is effectively, before people talk about what dream matches and all that, this was actually Austin's dream match. Like Austin's favorite wrestler is Bret Hart. His favorite champion is Ric Flair. And Steve Austin got both. But to think, this isn't even prime Austin, and this is prime Bret. Austin in the ring, stretching. But Todd Pettengill in the backstage with Bret. This is Bret's coolest attire. And this is my favourite Bret Hart line. That pipe bomb and Goldberg, no shot for the two things, only miss. Yeah. As it is, Madison Square Garden. But it's holy ground. We're blessed. This is our first match of the night. We have got a lot of good ones tonight. Brett foreshadowing this. Yeah, the slammy pipe promo at Mania 97 was really cool. The Cena promo for me seemed predictable. Like, it was predictable in the sense that we kind of thought that he was going to do the reverse. But again, I'm not here to talk about that. There is Saturday Night Impact on tonight as well as Collision, so there's two wrestling shows tonight. Calgary, Alberta, Canada, weighing 234 pounds, Bret Hitman Hart. I don't care when, like, the guitar riff was just the signature. Here he comes. To think, despite being an absolute dickhead of a human being, Vince McMahon was good on commentary. Awkward for him that he has to sit in front of a Shawn Michaels fan. I'll say this as well. This is a crazy show as well because Survivor Series 1996 was the show that changed Shawn Michaels properly. People say SummerSlam. People say King of the Ring 97. People say the Raw after SummerSlam. And I would challenge every single one of them. I would say it's this show because losing the title turned Shawn Michaels into a draw. And that's not a joke, by the way. Misawa's theme's good, but I prefer Okada's always. Austin staring down the hitman. A puzzled look on the bald man's face. I love how Jim Ross just corrects Vince. No setbacks, no cliches, he just talks over him. The bell has rung. Austin looking down at the boots of Brett. Here we go. The eyes meet. And now the chatting begins. And straight to ad break. But there's the double bird. We are underway with an experienced, excellent referee in charge. Referee Tim White. Here we go. Austin. It's probably because you prefer him, which is understandable. It's completely valid. Here we go. Austin back in the turnbuckle. Reversing the grip. Austin again berating the hitman and gets a heavy shove. Anyone who says Stone Cold can't wrestle or couldn't wrestle, I recommend giving this match a watch. Austin using his momentum and the weight advantage, gets into the turnbuckle, goes for an overhead swing. Brett does duck, evading the contact. Because if he hit him, that would have knocked Brett out. Jim Ross obviously does foreshadow a very important thing. It does come down to submission in the best way. Here we go. Waist lock. Brett, using the leg as leverage, gets a waist lock of his own. Austin feeling it out. Both in the refs here, absolutely. Strong waist lock from Brett. But there we go. Arm wringer, arm lock. Heavy on the left shoulder. Austin 252, 6 feet 6'1", 6'2". Brett 6'3", 234 pounds. Kip up, arm lock, wrenching at the arm. Austin down to the mat. Viciousness in the drags. Yep, a smooth kip up as well. There we go. Hammer lock. Austin is trying to get a headlock takeover. There we go. Austin leans through. Hammerlock. Technical wrestling that is beautiful. And back through. Sweeps under. There's a headlock takeover. The New York morons are obviously in attendance. I've heard a lot of lines from Bret Hart. That one hasn't been said in years. Bret, knees to the arm. Austin still in a hammerlock position. Austin with no hair trying to take from Bret some hair. Austin did obviously come into WWE with a buzz cut and chose, fuck it, and has to go. Hammerlock. Austin, roll over like a dog. Irish whip. Sweep down with a drop toe hold in a headlock. Rolls through and see transitional play. Much better than watching Man United play football at the minute, pretty much. I can make that joke. This was the co-main event as well, and it went over 30 minutes. And it was 100% the best match on the show. Bret in firm control. Austin on the face. Heavy shove. Raw back elbow. From a kick to an ad break. Kick the ads. I hate these ad breaks. I might have to go back to YouTube Premium. I'm not even joking. Austin, a kick to the back. There's an elbow at the back of the head. It's just his presence is so big. Short arm clothesline, shades of Dutch Mantel and Jake Roberts. Ooh, that straight punch. Camel clutch countered. A big knee into the upper arm. There's a leg drop. What a beautiful submission transition. And this is just good. I like that fan who's just chilled in the front row. Leg in a seated position. So cool, so calm. Austin trying to get the ropes. Bret not allowing it. He's maintaining a good base. Austin back to both feet. Grabbing the hair. What a wimp. Shoulder breaker. Ducks under the clothesline. Oh, stun gun. He shot him there. You can feel the bullets in the air. Elbows in the back of the head of Brett. You might not see the flash, but you can hear the bang. The stun gun was activated. Austin, with Brett's neck on the ropes, just holding on to him, using the ropes as leverage. It's good wrestling from the Bald Menace. Again, extending the neck and the back. Just some patented Steve Austin offense. The heavy stomps into the upper torso. Oh, slingshot. See, this is the thing. This is what Brett does really well, is the simple shit. And it allows other talents to just get over. And Steve Austin got over massively in this match. It's crazy that was it about losing Montreal or losing HBK? It's about losing HBK in Montreal. They should have done the right thing. They should have took the title off Brett sooner than Survivor Series, but the pay-per-view got the numbers. Taunting the crowd is Steve Austin. Brett's on the outside. I'm trying to cool down with some ice cream because Christ, it's hot. Ugh, it's very hot. Steve Austin with a full mounted headlock. Kudos to Steve Austin as well, because Steve Austin is partially deaf as well in one ear. So it's fair play to him for actually being able to communicate strongly with who he works with. A knee right into the chest. And again, cover. Only a 2 count from Tim White. Smart play by the chief bald man of wrestling. We are just about 4 minutes away from the next video. Absolutely. You get over even by losing, but people think you have to win every single time. You don't. A loss can do you good, provided that they actually use you correctly. Fun fact, Steve Austin, when it came to beating Bret Hart, was like incredibly rare. Steve Austin's control is wearing. Here we go. Here's the punches. Back and forth. Ba-bang. Austin down low with a gut kick. Into the corner. Austin, Irish whip, reversal, and there's a clothesline, rebound. Bret Hart at this point, obviously his first match in months, is slightly gassed. There's an inverted atomic drop. Bret Hart rounds back, there's a clothesline. Classic Bret Hart offense. Austin, Irish whip. Victory roll cover. No pinfall. No follow through. Oh, vicious face first in the turnbuckle. It's what he does better than anyone is that running turnbuckle at pace. It's crazy that he can do it. I haven't seen anyone else do it like him. We've got a minute left on this one. We'll need part two. Where is part two? I'll need to go to another link after this then. Steve Austin doesn't like heights, so he goes up to the middle rope. There's part two. 2 count. Brett's hesitancy is all for a 2 count. Oh, backbreaker, but an eye poke prevents it from being delivered. Austin is in pain. Through the middle ropes to the outside again. Good speed for the throw as well. It protects him as well. Because if he threw him any harder, he would have been flying at the barricade and he would have hurt himself. Apron elbow back of the neck. Front face lock with some overarm strikes. Breaks the count. Oh, that just gives me horrible fears on my own back with that. These are some good moves from Steve Austin. Speaking of the barricade, it's giving way. Ain't that the truth, Jim Ross? Nobody wants a count out or a DQ. Ooh. Face first into the ring barricade, into the barrier. And back in the ring. Tim White was a good referee. A chicken shit count out. Oof. Into the table. Into that announce table. Oh yeah, they take those posts weirdly. Ugh. Oh, he does it profusely indeed, and it's never good. It's just that control. You can see it in him. Yeah, Stone Cold just does not care. He maintains good posture here as well. His control is important. Austin, an abdominal stretch. Effective use of the ring rope as well. Same. I don't know why barely anyone uses it anymore. I don't get it. Austin has been caught. He's been caught using the ropes. I don't know why no one uses it anymore. Shoving the ref. Here we go. Here we go. Steve Austin's punches are being blocked. I love that. I love the back and forth. Not very many can beat Stone Cold in a fist fight. Bret Hart bitched him. Here we go. Irish whip. Reversal. Reversal. Into a double reverse. And there's a stun gun of his own. Austin with a machine gun shot through him. Mm-hmm. Rolls through. Lovely break of the pin. Force momentum as well. That double reversal on the Irish whip was so cool. I like when they used to call it a double feature. Oh, pile driver. Cover. Not enough, but beautiful pile driver. Like, seriously, I really love that pile driver. Brett going for the backbreaker. Got him. And it leads to the middle rope elbow. Oh, he's going up full this time. He's got to the top rope. Diving forward elbow, but Steve Austin's like, no chance. Punch to the gut. Oh, knife edge chop. Street fight mentality from Stone Cold into another ad break that nobody wants or asks for. Here we go. Austin, middle rope, just punching Brett as hard as he can. He's going for it. Look at this. He's overcoming his fear of the top rope. Wham! Superplex. Look at that roll over. What a counter by Brett. What a maneuver. Look at the way that his lower back hits off the mat as well. This match would rival Hogan versus Piper a month later at Starrcade. Stunner, counter. Only two. A stunner without the gut kick was always impressive. Another cover. Cloverleaf. He barely used this move as well in the years that follow. But it's a great move, the Texas Cloverleaf. Dean Malenko watching this going, you bastard. There we go, bottom rope. Austin exercising the full 5 count. Some vicious stomps into the back of the neck. There's the punches into the ribs. Oof. Look at the way he splits him. Oh yeah, his knee gave way, but his ribs said, oh hello. His kidneys went whoop, plop. His kidneys have asked for a swap. His kidneys have asked for a reprieve, Doc Austin says. Nah. Bow and arrow stretch. Absolute brilliance of Steve Austin to go, let's just do it differently. And he uses a bow and arrow. Brett, what a counter. Oh. Oh. Yes. The most dangerous move in WWE, and he can't get it. But instead of trying to pull him back, full mount, punches to the face. Ground and pound done right. Brett, elbow pad, trying to have an extension. Sleeper hold. Shades of Rowdy Roddy Piper. Jawbreaker. Yes. Shake the cobwebs. The loopy pills. Look at this. Look what he's signaling for. $1 million dream. Cinched in. Shades of the ringmaster. Shades of the $1 million man. Drop kick up the top. Bret Hart wins by pinfall, countering the $1 million dream. Shades of WrestleMania 8. He doesn't like it, but he's got to deal with it. Right, up next. Let's see if I can get it. Yes. Right, here's the next one. This is a brutal last man standing. Kurt Angle versus AJ Styles. The problem is TNA did a last man standing strange. Fire indeed, from one great match to another. Got to skip the entrances. Bell rings with Kurt on the outside, exactly. Oh, I preferred when he came out from underneath the stage, but he did have the best entrance in TNA. The best of the originals versus the best of the TNA signings. There is actually TNA on tonight as well, folks. And TNA already ruined next week. They released next week's episode on YouTube last night, which is stupid. So you can go and watch who won the Knockouts Battle Royal. I'm not even going to say it. Kurt was smart to go back to the short boots trainers as well because it helped his feet. He was there as well. Senior official Rudy Charles, who's now in WWE. Yep, Kurt really did, and it did work for the most part. Here we go. Kurt double sledges. Vicious uppercut. Now I said that TNA do last man standings very, very strangely. They do pinfall and submission before the 10 count, which I don't get it. Like, for me, that doesn't make any sense. Kurt, from face lock. There's a snap suplex. Not enough for even a 2 count. I always wondered how Rudy Charles actually got to WWE as a referee. I always wondered. He's got him grounded, Kurt. But AJ's getting back to a vertical base. 6 sides at his best. Oof. No, Fernando, no. Look at that eye rake. There's a very interesting guest in the crowd for this match as well. What a drop kick. Fired up Styles. And there's a clothesline to the outside. My favourite commentary team as well for this match. Here it comes. Tope con Hilo. Cedric Alexander's TNA World Champion. For me, nah. Falls count anywhere as well. I think he would be a good X Division, but not World Champion. Nah, it's got to be Santana. Yeah. This is the problem with a six-sided ring. It's so good aesthetically, but when you do those dives, you've got no space. Unless you do the dives up to the entrance ramp, there's no space. Which I think is a drawback. If they gave more space, then it would have been perfect. And the mat wasn't as dangerous, then we would have got something special. The plaster's coming off Angle's head. Oh, shades of Sean Waltman with those straight kicks. Again to the chest. Best way to beat Kurt is to go for his chest. Lovely scoop slam. Off the ropes. Oh, a knee to the forehead. 2 count. It'll be too difficult, Fernando. These ad breaks are annoying. I suppose you could, but if you're going to bring them back for X Division matches, as long as they make the mat safer and they give them a bit of space on the ring side, then I'd be okay with that. We are going up the ramp. AJ's in control. Kurt is steamed. You can book more X Division matches, but the X Division has a problem right now. Suplex counter from AJ lands on the entrance ramp. That would have stung. 2 count from Rudy Charles. If you're going to book more X Division matches, at least make sure the X Division roster is good. I feel like that's what's letting it down is the roster isn't overly there yet, and they need to find ways to do that. Oh, I would love to see Leon Slater in the six-sided ring. If not, then just send him to Arena Mexico. If they can find a way to make the mats not overly hard but safer for them to bounce on, then let's do it. Inside out back suplex. And you know what Kurt wants to do? He's got to do that running senton. Peak angle. There's peak angle at his best. Another 2 count from Rudy Charles. Rudy Charles, consistently good referees. Sammy Guevara in the X Division would be insanely good. I like a mixture in the X Division. Like the X Division was more than just high flying. I love the all round technical wrestlers as well, like your Doug Williams. Like all round, it was so good. Samoa Joe was like the all round as well. AJ, like Christopher Daniels, the Guns. Ooh, it should have. And what they shouldn't have done is they shouldn't have put Samoa Joe with the main event Mafia, and they shouldn't have turned it into the main event Frontline. Back to back 2 counts from the backbreaker. Angle now has a headlock. The size of Kurt's arms, Jesus. Want to lend me some of those muscles? To think in 2008, the top 5 wrestlers in the world, TNA had 2 or 3. You had 2 in Ring of Honor. You had 2 in WWE, if not 3, and then you had 3 in New Japan from like the top 10 or 11 best in the world. Crazy. Like my top 10 in 2008 might shock you. Yes, Samoa Joe and the Mafia was stupid. So was Matt Morgan. Like that was stupid as well. Samoa Joe joining the main event Mafia made him become a meme. Rolls over Kurt Sternum at the post and a knife edge drops the Olympic gold medalist. Irish whip reversal. Over the top. Release belly to belly suplex. Kurt still standing. Elton John in the background. Exactly. Like he wasn't a world champion. He had no titles to his name. He was just 315 pounds of pure muscle. 2 count back into a headlock from Kurt. That transition is perfect. Sting was weirdly enough in 2 separate points in TNA. Sting was a heel acting as a babyface. It was so crazy. AJ in 2008 was all over the place as well. AJ only had like 2 good feuds in 08, and one of them was Kurt. AJ, for all the good stuff you can do, 2008 was not a good year for AJ Styles on a whole. But when it got to the summer, he was cooking. Kurt in a full seated position with a headlock right into the neck. We have 17 minutes left of the video, which is not bad. We're going to try and go. We've got another TNA match next. Then we've got a New Japan match. Then we've got a WCW match. TNA did know what to do with him. The problem is TNA didn't do it. Exactly, Zodiac. I agree. Like, look at that running clothesline, crossbody collision. Matt Morgan should have won the TNA World Title at some point. The problem is they just didn't buy in, but they booked him like a monster. His feud with Abyss was good. Kurt's back to his feet. There we go. Kurt's going for the punches. AJ catches them. And there's a clothesline. Second one. And a third. Irish whip. Reversal. AJ caught. Yeah, so do I. Sadly, he stopped doing it because of his it was the impact on his lower back, I believe. There's a. He didn't get all of it, but he did hit a phenomenal forearm. Oh, torture rack. You know what he's going to do now. He's going to spin him. Here it comes. Boom! Into a power bomb. Torture rack bomb for 2. To be fair, the good thing about AJ is at least he did replace the spiral tap with one great move. At least he replaced it with the springboard 450. He's calling for the Styles Clash. Kurt counters ankle lock. There we go. Patented submission move. Cross the line for most of it was good, and then they made it sound stupid later on. Like they just milked it for a while, but I did like it. I liked how that's what they did for announcing a new talent, like cross the line, but that was it. AJ climbing the ropes slowly, gingerly, but you know what's going to happen. Kurt runs to the ropes, gets decked. AJ, whoa, power bomb. Kurt counters him. Kurt's going for the Styles Clash. AJ follows through. Ankle lock. Look how crisp that is. He drops down to both one knee as well with one foot. You could tell AJ was trusted because the way he puts on the ankle lock here, Kurt takes a lot of trust on that. Oh, grapevine. And Kurt taps out. It's not often Kurt Angle would tap out as well. We're count to 4 in this last man standing. We're up to 6. 7. 8. Come on, Kurt. And Kurt's back up, limping on his right leg. AJ leads to an ad break. Ugh. Over the top, on the apron. AJ runs in. Another right fist to the face. Springboard. Oh, he went for that springboard inverted DDT, but Kurt lets him know that his dick is getting marshalled. A heavy low blow, and there's no disqualification. AJ will be feeling that one tomorrow. German suplex number 1. Kurt like a pit bull. 2. Can he get the trifecta? Yes. Still maintaining grip. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, is Christian Cage versus Jeff Jarrett. 5. A release German suplex. Cover. Not enough for 3. 2 count only. The phenomenal one breaks out. And the straps are down. Kurt's signaling it. He wants the angle slam. Or as TNA were forced to call it by copyrights, the Olympic slam. AJ breaks out. Ducks under. Pele. Smooth. Crisp. Gets your crowd engaged. Always a good spot, the Pele kick. In front of a sold out Hard Justice crowd. Two count again. I don't get why AJ had to go back for the pin at that point. He's already eligible for a 10 count victory. Unless it resets, I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. That's what I don't understand about this last man standing. The wrestling is great, just the way they do it is just weird. AJ, top rope. Here comes Kurt. Look at those strikes by Kurt. He does not give a shit. Now, this is one of my edits. If you've not seen this bit before, Kurt's actually quoted this edit that you're about to see right here, right now. There we go. Super German suplex. He quoted that landing. There's a free count for Kurt. Kurt Angle is now eligible for the win. Here we go. Oh, count breaks. Angle slam. Bang. Straight into another free count. Now Kurt's like, count him. Now. Count this bitch. Count has been broken. Kurt sizing him up again. He wants another angle slam. Here we go. AJ rolls through. Up. Styles clash. Boom. Get the pin. Restart the count. There we go. Referee Rudy Charles restarts the count. And Kurt's up. AJ running shoulder thrust. Up to the top rope. This is... AJ's a pure menace for this. Superplex. Kurt counters. Angle's going for an over-the-top belly-to-belly suplex to the outside. AJ. Headbutts. There's a DDT from the top rope. Kurt has been knocked out. Knocked out. Cover. That's it. Time to restart the count. Kurt is knocked out. Rudy Charles up to a count of 3. There's 5. AJ's moving. Kurt is not moving. 8. 9. That's it. It's over. The two best in the world at the time deliver a masterpiece. Kurt did break his neck in this match as well. Sadly, Kurt did break his neck. It was an accident, obviously, but it did happen. But it was a brilliant counter, though. AJ, on the other hand, doesn't really care. Because what he does next is insane. Kurt's telling Rudy Charles, like, he needs help. Here comes the TNA medical staff. Stretcher time. Yeah, Age is like, I don't care. Kurt is immobilized. AJ, look at the venom of anger in his face. Here he comes. Kurt's getting back up. AJ, brain buster. No remorse from AJ. But then what happens next is the most important part of the entire bloody video. Because it's not the only time he shows up on this show. The lights go out. Here he comes. Sting. Scorpion death drop. You want to know where the main event mafia begins? Sting's vendetta over the young blood not showing any respect to the veterans. And he would show up in the main event, Booker T versus Samoa Joe. Sting was right what he did, and there is Kevin Nash. And we are moving on. So, ladies and gentlemen, up next is Christian Cage versus Jeff Jarrett against all odds. This is one of Jeff Jarrett's best matches. And we've got a video where they've actually skipped the entrances as well, so we're straight into it. 19.5 minutes. Here we go. Referee Earl Hebner, brought into TNA for the first time, will officiate his first NWA World title match. Gail Kim at ringside. Earl Hebner, one of the greatest referees of all time. Christian gets in the face of the champion. Jeff Jarrett, multi-time NWA World Champion, multi-time World Champion in general. Here we go. Hebner. Ring the bell. We're off. Here we go. Jeff Jarrett wants to prove a point in this match. He wants to send Cage back to the mid-card, whilst Christian wants to fulfill a destiny, to become champion. Trash talking. Now here we go. Collar and elbow tie up. Cage with the headlock. Downs the champion with a shoulder tackle. Runs the ropes. Another one. Hebner, good count. Going for the unprettier. Jeff Jarrett gets away. Oh yeah, it was a really good faction. It's just annoying that they went too far with it and ruined it. It was such a special faction. Jarrett, panic, punches to the face, headlock, thrown off, ducks under Christian's clothesline, and there's a drop toe hold. Jarrett slapping the back of the head, little disrespect, and there, ooh, what a slap! Oh, a spear takedown from Christian. Gail Kim, a crucial point of Jeff Jarrett's alliance. Irish whip reversed. Christian, classic there. Sunset flip, pin, 2 count only. Gut kick to a punch from Christian. Christian going for an over-the-top suplex. Jarrett does very well here. Rolls through. Jeff Jarrett may have held the world title so many times, but he was putting the company over the best way he could. Christian, inverted DDT on the apron. His inverted DDT was so good. Christian's wife is at ringside for this match. You're about to get some championship money. Chill. Christian up top. Going for a dive. Crossbody block. To no avail. Hits the ring barrier. Here comes Hebner. The crowd are firmly behind Christian Cage. Jeff Jarrett breaks the count. Catapult time. No, more like a swing. Oof, that would have hurt. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, is the Wrestle Kingdom match between Okada and Tanahashi. Here we go, up to the broadcast table. Jarrett is pummeling the challenger. Lovely. Catapult into the announce table. I did like the position of the announce table at the time, like right in the corner. It allowed them more space to work. Like that was good stuff. The crowd are egging on the challenger, sorry. Irish whip, drop kick. Beautiful drop kick by Jeff Jarrett. That's something that doesn't get talked about. Jeff Jarrett had a very good drop kick. Wrist lock maintained. Rolls through. Going for a suplex. Sit out. Power bomb. 2 count. Headlock from the champion. Here we go. Let's go Christian chants. Back elbows. Knife edge. And again, runs the ropes. Stun gun. Christian hanging off guillotine position on the middle rope. This is a patented Jarrett move. Earl Hebner. I think Jeff Jarrett liked his hair being pulled. And remember, in TNA, the rules were if you get disqualified, you can lose the championship. Only ever happened once. Does anybody know what match that was? Here we go. Jarrett runs under the ring, and there's the punch. Closed fist. Hebner telling him close. Oh, there's Gail Kim. Cage has got them legs right wrapped on his head. Beautiful Hurricane Rana. 2 count only. Gail Kim had perfect ring presence. There we go. Christian head first into the ring post. Ah, that's amazing. I hope he just calls the main event. I think that's what they'll do. He'll come back for the main event. Irish whip into turnbuckle reverse. Sternum shot. Jarrett sleeper hold. Christian hits one of his own. Jarrett rolls through. Irish whip. Ducks under. Ducks again. Oh. Drop kick countered into a power bomb. Cage. Going to humiliate the champion with a figure 4 leg lock. His own finisher against him. Jarrett's like, give me them hands, woman. He does get the ropes, however. That's good heel wrestling. Christian is trying to get Gail Kim away. Oh. Christian shoves Hebner. Enziguri ducks under, but he didn't even get a kick on him. Like he went for the kick, ducked, and then just flopped to the ground. So there's a botch. Jarrett. Sharpshooter on a Canadian. You bastard. Look at Hebner. He was well going to go, can I call for the bell? You bastard. The amount of times they reference Montreal is a fucking nightmare in TNA. There we go. He did get a little grip of the rope, but it's not enough to break the pin. Break the submission attempt. Christian. Willie tap. Hebner got good ring position here. Jarrett full control, full 230-pound weight on the back of Christian. There we go. Cage follows through. Canadians love to put Americans down. There's a sharpshooter of his own. The DQ with the title change hands only happened once, and it was Genesis 2007. Sorry, Genesis 2006, because Genesis 07 was Sting and Booker T versus Kurt and Nash. Oh, there we go. Jarrett's had his dick headbutted. Yeah, it was Abyss won the title at Genesis 06 against Sting, because Sting just lost control. What's up, Glenn? That's quite the name. Are shadow finishers using the babyface finishers against them used enough in wrestling? Not used enough. It's a good heel tactic. It's crazy. It was such a rule in TNA, but it only ever happened once. Back up. Jeff Jarrett tried to use the ropes for momentum to build up speed for a punch, but to no avail. Oh, an inverted atomic drop. Forearm. Punch, punch, punch. Slap and crunch. And there is a clothesline. Better get the washing done. Ooh, shoulder tackle. How's your washing? I think it needs a check. Irish whip. Counter. Into turnbuckle. Christian gets a back elbow, but Jarrett folds him like a stunt pig. But there's a DDT. Spiked him, drove him into the mat, made them look like a bitch for a 2 count only. Gail Kim looks like she wants to rip her hair out because of this. We've got less than 8 minutes to go. Irish whip again from Christian. Jarrett slides under, and Earl Hebner. Jesus Christ, that was a horrible ref bump. Scoop slam. That was one of the worst ref bumps of all time. Gail Kim, you vixen. Stops Christian from going to the top rope. Jarrett goes to meet him. A super stroke. Or in fact, I'll stick with a top rope stroke. That's more convenient. There it is. Bosh. A top rope stroke. He's got a lot of time for that. Cover. Here comes Hebner. Not enough for free. You better stroke him again if he wants to get the win. The challenger's surviving. The champion's in control. The referee is a bitch. Come on, Christian, egging him on. He wants the He wants the punches. More and more. Oh, hip attack. Hebner's been knocked out. Ducks under. Unlock. Unprettier. It was ugly. Going for the cover. There's referee Slick Johnson. 2 count. Slick Johnson's telling Gail Kim, stay off the mat. He's telling him it's only a 2 count, and he is right. It was only 2. Christian signaling it. He wants the belt. He wants to be champion. He's got him. Wrist lock. Ducks under. Knee strike. Oh, deliberate low blow. He's going to DQ him. Oh, slick. Right in the dick. He wants that guitar. Oh, chair shot. Sponsored by the Weekly Steelchair. Christian, top rope. Sorry, middle rope. Sorry, there's a middle rope drop kick. Chair to the face. Hide the evidence. My commentary may not be as good as Don West and Mike Tenay, but I'll at least give you some entertainment as best I can. Christian's going after Gail Kim. He's had enough. He's had enough of her. Oh, he's got her. That brown hair is long enough to catch you. I hope you know what it means to be made ugly, because you're going to get an unpretty bang guitar shot. A heel finish. And there you go. Just take the bits of the guitar. Classy. And Jarrett's like, yeah, this is over. And here comes Hebner. Into the cover. 1, 2. No. Kick out. The challenger's not dead yet. And Jarrett's having a tantrum. Gail Kim. She's going up top. Another Hurricane Rana. Caught. Power bomb. Jarrett going for the unprettier on Christian. But Christian. Back suplex position. Stroke. No chance. Unprettier. Boom. Into the cover. Frey! New heavyweight champion of the world, John Cage. Absolute classic match, and the fact that it's about 17 minutes is what makes it special. Quality matchup. Right, let's see if we can. If it might be on YouTube, it might not be. If so, we'll have to do it on. We might need to do it on Daily Motion, but let's find out. Is it on YouTube? It might. I don't think it is. No, that's Battle of the Valley. That's a 3-minute video. Nope. So we're gonna have to go on Daily Motion. Let me get the video, folks. This one's going to be quite the match, and the match that follows this is that we're doing after this is Sting versus Muta. Just want to make sure that it's actually here. Please be here. That's Wrestle Kingdom 10. Is that the one that I want? No. This is the one that I want. Wrestle Kingdom 9. Tanahashi is the champion. Here you go, ladies and gentlemen. "53 minutes this video, but the match won't be. Let me see if I can get to it. Okada's entrance is at 4 minutes 20. The fact that we got these two back-to-back Wrestle Kingdom matches was insane. Do you guys remember who Nakamura and AJ Styles wrestled at this Wrestle Kingdom? Okada came into this Wrestle Kingdom vengeful as well, because the main event the year before was meant to be him versus Naito for the IWGP World Title, champion versus G1 winner. But the fans voted for Nakamura versus Tanahashi for the Intercontinental title to main event, and it pissed off Okada and Naito. That's why Naito kept throwing the IC title. He was so rageful by it. That's what annoyed him about Wrestle Kingdom 8. That's one of my favorite events. Here we go. The Tokyo Dome shining bright. On the entrance ramp. I love that entrance video. That stage is perfect. He is the ace of the universe. He is the ace of New Japan. He's your president. He is your champion. He is Hiroshi Tanahashi. Here we go. Nakamura versus Tanahashi is one of my favorite matches as well, but this is my favorite of these two men. We will go up until so we're from 7 minutes 54 until 41:50. So I had to make sure like when the match actually ends. So we've got 34 minutes. And then Sting versus Muta. We'll try and find it next. And if we're lucky after that, we'll get Nakamura versus Styles. And maybe we'll get the Elimination Chamber. Tanahashi has entered the ring. The bell rings at 9 minutes 56. Into an ad break, of course. These ad breaks can do one. Bastards. Here we go. Tanahashi versus Okada with Red Shoes in charge. The Rainmaker versus the Ace. IWGP World Heavyweight Championship version 4 on the line. Okada kneeling down. Tanahashi follows suit. They're just feeling each other out, which is very good. There we go. Collar and elbow tie up. Waist lock by Tanahashi. Down to one knee. Just an excitement of two men just going back and forth the best way they can that just feeds well. Off the ropes. Shoulder tackle from the young challenger who runs the ropes. Tanahashi rolls down. This may be the Tokyo Dome, but these two make it feel full. Like, more than full. You know what I mean? Like, even better, we've got it in Japanese commentary. Tanahashi reversing this strong headlock, but it's not enough. Tanahashi control, Irish whip, shoulder tackle from the champion, knocks the challenger down. Headlock takeover. MJF be like, you bastard. Okada just resting up in the turnbuckle, regaining a little bit of composure. There we go. Back into collar and elbow tie up. Both men are equal weight, so there's no real overpowering advantage here, but Okada does tower the champion with height. And he does have age on him, so there's a little bit there. Counters him. Tanahashi back up against the ring pad. And Okada just goes, I'm not having this. Up against the ropes. Red Shoes allowing a little bit of leeway here. And we roll in. How's everybody doing with this show so far? We are an hour and 38 minutes in. Okada, with a kind respect, into the forearm. Oh, he isn't having that. Tanahashi shoves Red Shoes. Flying forearm. Forearms back and forth. Tanahashi, I hope your teeth's still there. Bosh. Bosh. There's an uppercut. Split up a little bit. Tanahashi with an uppercut of his own. Careful of those molars. They're going to be flying about. Scoop slam by the champion. Middle rope. Oh. Look at that running European uppercut. The champion down to the floor. He's going to feel that one. For Japanese commentary, it's still delightful. I think Kevin Kelly was on commentary at this point. I just can't remember. Irish whip into the barrier. Big boot sends Tanahashi over the barrier. Okada. He's going for a hanging DDT. Yes. Successful. Let's have a look at what else is following these matches. See if we can make some changes. It is on YouTube now. Maybe we do Rhodes versus Rhodes instead of... We can switch them around maybe. Okada going for a gut wrench on the entrance ramp because he wants the tombstone. But Tanahashi is holding on. There's a punch. Into forearms. Okada fires back. Here we go. The forearms back and forth. Oh, jawbreaker. Air guitar. Keep strumming. Okada. Oh, Fireman's carry neckbreaker. That man does not give a shit. $23 remaining. Red Shoes is up to a count of 7. Okada is the New Japan GOAT. Okada's my favorite. Like he's undisputed my favorite. Is he the GOAT? I don't know. I think it's hard. Like I would say he's the GOAT of the G1, but the GOAT in general, New Japan, I don't know. And Okada's my favorite Japanese wrestler. Like it's hard, especially when you look at you've got Liger, you've got Naito, you've got Nakamura, Tanahashi, Omega, even Jericho for a short time being can still put himself in the conversation. Like AJ, like it's Kota Ibushi. We were gifted with great wrestlers, even the likes of Kobayashi and Misawa. I think it's very hard to choose who the New Japan GOAT is, but my favorite is without a doubt Okada. Okada with the back elbows on the champion, making sure his teeth still in his gob. A rolling. Oh, fuck off! These ad breaks. These ad breaks are absolute torture. I love Liger, but yeah, I probably do like Okada more. Like it's between Okada and Liger. They're like my top 2 favorites out of my personal Japanese favorites. A front mat slam, senton missed. Like Liger's my favorite mash wrestler. Liger's the reason I love mash wrestlers. Well, there's a flying forearm this time. Okada is shell shocked. He got his bell rung. I rank Muta. He's another one. There's a rolling senton. Great Muta's in the top 3 or top 5. I would say top 5. I think to have him below. I think to have him below top 5 is an insult. There's a flapjack. Okada flapjacks. I think he's only rivaled by Adam Copeland when it comes to a good flapjack. I think they're the best at it. Turnbuckle. Okada goes for clothesline. Fails. Tanahashi. Springboard moonsault. Fails. Small package. Into submission. It's like a combination of like the money clip small package. Very good submission hold. That's such a good move there. He's vice grip round the arms and both hands right round the chin and shoulder, like chin, shoulder, and neck area. TNA really got it wrong with Okada. I agree. The gimmick the gimmick he had Okato was ridiculously stupid. But then if anything, TNA also did something good for Okada. The submission is broke. Tanahashi made the ropes. Tanahashi credits TNA still, even though it didn't go well. He credits them for teaching him how to have a gimmick and how to do story besides hard-hitting matches. He used the brilliance of the Pope D'Angelo De Niro to become the Rainmaker. Oh, Tope Atomico, shades of Eddie Guerrero. Delayed pinfall attempt by Okada, who is the heel in this match. He would become babyface several months later. WWE never really got Tanahashi. TNA did Tanahashi really well. He wants that forearm in the neck. He's challenging him. There's a lot of bad fumbles that WWE have had. My first ever Tanahashi match wasn't even in New Japan that I watched him. Like, my first Tanahashi match was not in New Japan. Okada standing above the champion. Here we go. Forearms, close range. And Okada's like, you eat this. Feel it. Hurt him. Tear him. Bula! Again. Both men have grabbed each other by the hair. Oh, look at this by Tanahashi. Firing up. European uppercut. And a second one. Irish whip. Reversal. A kick to the face. We have 17 minutes left of this video. Tanahashi in the turnbuckle, but he does get a back elbow, delays the champion, and there's a front drop kick. As much as I would like it, David, it doesn't work in 2025, sadly. Even though it was a great gimmick. It was a great stable. Oh, he went for that Death Valley driver again, but it got counted in a crucifix. 2 count. That was an excellent counter by the champion. It's like a crucifix driver. I love the commentary on this. It's so good. Tanahashi's back in the... Okada up in the turnbuckle. Tanahashi's coming forward. Lifts up. Top turnbuckle. Okada went for the drop kick. Tanahashi's like, not today. Up the top. Here we go. Okada's got him. Fireman's carry position. Is he going to get him? Oh, Tanahashi's using his weight as best he can. Elbows right to the neck. I do love Steve Richards. He's quality. I just don't think they'd make right to censor work in 2025, because what can you censor? Or what did he do? I don't know. He's going for high fly flow. But he misses. Second best frog splash in wrestling. Oh, running, rolling European uppercut. A 2 count from Red Shoes. He's going for it. Knee-driven neck breaker. Another 2 count from the challenger. The champion is writhing in pain. Right to censor were so good, but it's a shame that they didn't do enough for them, because they had so much potential. Ivory was incredible in that faction. Scoop slam from Okada. He's going for his elbow drop. Okada's elbow drop is so crisp. Got him right into the throat. You know what he wants now? He's calling for it. Gedo's wearing it. He's wearing the Rainmaker shirt. He's got Tanahashi by the waist. Wrist lock applied. Ducks under. Victory roll. Kick out at 2. Big boot. Forearm strike. Tanahashi. Oh. Oh. Dragon screw. Yaya Mashkara. They should have had so much more. I think some of the members just weren't right. But they were a good faction. It's just a shame that they didn't get enough. Here we go. I don't think it was. I know they wanted to give her a women's title run, but Ivory didn't deserve to get squashed. Okada, Irish whip, but he is selling that injury, but there's a drop kick to the knee. Just working the body. Expose the injury. I missed the Team New Japan design from the ring mats. Tanahashi's working that right leg now. Irish whip. Reverse. Into the barrier again. Ooh. Look at that drop toe hold and he rolls over the barrier. They should have had a proper match. Like, they should have got 10 plus minutes each. They deserved it. Can we get rid of these ads, please? Thank you. Ivory didn't get a lot of her flowers, which is a shame. Tana, he's up top. He's going for it. This is such a good spot. Ooh. Cross body over the barrier onto the challenger. Tanahashi is absolutely ripped. Absolutely. Stevie Richards also had a brilliant super kick as well. Tanahashi's up the top. He wants another cross body. Okada runs through. Tanahashi rolls in. Rainmaker countered. Oh. Sling Blade. Wrestling Central and Roku. Yes, it is. Up top. One more time. There it is. He rolls through. Okada gets hit. He rolls through. Tombstone. Tanahashi counters it. Tombstone of his own on Okada. Boom! Tombstone pile driver. Tana's gone back up top. Another high fly flow. Oh, right on the lower back. But one's not enough for the world champ. I don't think they did. Number 2. Can he get him again? Boom. Kick out. The champion is beside himself. 2 high fly flows. Not enough for free. There's the beautiful belt. God, it's so gorgeous, that belt. I want to get my hands on one. Collision's on tonight. Impact's on tonight. There's a lot of good wrestling on tonight. I'm going to watch both. Tanahashi's got a submission attempt. Texas Cloverleaf. He does have the lick. Okada powers out really well. Straight kicks to the side of the face. Athena is on Collision tonight. The dream match would be HBK versus Sting. I don't think that is the dream match, to be honest. Uppercut from Okada. HBK would probably win anyway because he would cry. Yeah, there's a live Impact tonight. The Knockouts Battle Royal gets there was an Impact from next week's Impact got released early as well. They released it last night. The idiots as well. TNA generally pissed me off last night. Sling Blade again. All I'm going to tell you is the woman who won the Battle Royal, horrible decision. Tanahashi's going for a Rainmaker. Tana ducks. Bang. He tried to use one. Okada got him. Oof. Not enough for free. What a kick out by the champ. Tanahashi kicking out of the Rainmaker. Billy Gunn to Ring of Honor would be a wise move. Listen to the crowd. Gato also trying to egg on the challenger. We are about to hit 2 hours. 3, 2, 1. Quality. Forearm strike. Both men on their knees. The rage from Okada is insane. I'm thinking next. I might change the order around a little bit. We might do the Elimination Chamber. What do you guys think? Both men back and forth with standing forearms to the face. Tanahashi's stunned. Second wind. Both men are exhausted. Oh, what an uppercut. Okada wraps him round. Tombstone. Well, yeah, both men were getting back onto their. Were getting back up to their knees from being down. Tanahashi straight kick to the knee of Okada. I guess we'll do the Elimination Chamber then. Slap to the face. Another slap. Pro wrestling. Tanahashi, another slap to Okada. Watching a Wrestle Kingdom 9 main event. Sorry, Wrestle Kingdom 8, sorry. It's one slap too many. Watching Okada versus Tanahashi at Wrestle Kingdom. Rainmaker attempt counter. There's a German suplex. Not enough for free. The next match will be is another exciting one. Tana. Another dragon suplex. No. Okada rolls through. German suplex of his own. Another 2 count. Going for the Rainmaker again. Slips through. Dragon suplex. Not enough for free. Vibrance. Enthusiasm. Global Force Wrestling is well and truly finished, I think. That was a short, temporary run. He should try and find a hefty investor and try and save TNA. Going for the Rainmaker, Tanahashi ducks under. Tries for a victory roll, no success. Aye, dragon screw. The way he does a dragon screw, it looks like he would cripple someone. Oh, he's going for the dragon screw on the ring apron and the ring rope. Yeah, biatch. Tana, top rope. Here we go. High fly flow. Into an ad break. Okada, left leg stuck on the ropes. And Tanahashi takes advantage of a high fly flow. Decks is champion. And we go to an ad break. The next match, we're going to switch it around. So the next match was going to be Sting versus Great Muta. I've switched it around, so we're actually going to do an Elimination Chamber. And it's the second chamber that we've actually done in these video streams. So the next one we're doing, to be fair, I don't like one of the eliminations in particular, but it's still a great match. We're back to the action. Not long. This match is almost done. We're at the closing stages now. Tanahashi, another dragon screw. Hops the top rope. Okada's finished. Like, in terms of like the match, he's finished. There we go. High fly flow. Going for it again. One last time. To seal the win. Up. Rotate. Down. An excellent title defense. January 4th, 2015. That was a good day. He probably would. Even though he still loves TNA, he hates certain aspects of what's been done. Right, next one. And I'll share the link for this one whilst everyone watches. So the next one. Rare occasion where the Elimination Chamber never failed. It actually was successful. So I just need to make sure that there's no entrances. Priest isn't a work rate guy. He's just a clownfish. Right. We're starting this next video at 10 minutes 57. It's the New Year's Revolution 2006 Elimination Chamber. And we begin. See, the thing is, he can do work rate as a bigger guy if he just wrestles as a bigger guy. Instead of doing, like, to be fair, some of the martial art kicks he does, well, those kicks, like the high extended kicks, are not so bad. But when he does the dive and stuff, it really doesn't work. I mean, that was it. Clash at the Castle when he nearly broke his ankle. Okay, match begins. Elimination Chamber. Clown Shoes Cena versus Shawn Michaels to start us off. Joey Styles, Jonathan Coachman, and Jerry Lawler on commentary. With referee Mike Chioda, who I spoke to last week. Good man. A good man he is. Here we go. Collar and elbow tie up. Rolls through on the wrist lock. Precision with the shoulder attacks. Headlock. Rolls through. Oh, what an elbow. Here we go. Back in again. Nice little link up again. Another elbow straight to the face. What a punch. And credit to these fans for being clever, chanting Cena sucks. There's a big back body drop. A Raw event out to the rings, out on the cage mat, which actually mattered. Can't believe they changed this floor. Idiots. I watched this show live. It was crazy. Both men trying to hit each other off the cage to no avail. Oh, yes. I mean, I've got 3 monitors, so that's what I'm using. Knife edge chop. Michaels going for it again. You can hear that all the way to Canada and back. Top man. Knife edge right in front of a stern-looking Kane. He probably wants to electrocute someone. Would you consider getting a 4th monitor? Nah. I think 4's too much. 3's okay, but 4, nah. Here we go. Irish whip. Heavy from Michael Cena. Back first, face first down into the mat. Another Irish whip. Cena straight down. Cover. 2 count only from Mike Chioda. Cena face first into the turnbuckle in front of Carlito. Another knife edge chop. Irish whip. Reversal. Michaels leaps up. So I use basically the center monitor is the main one I use for like when I'm streaming to you guys, like face first, but it's also like my main work monitor. The one on the right I use to keep like the prediction stuff, anything else open like that. And then the one on the left is where I keep like YouTube and all that on there. I play games on either monitor. I flick back and forth between them. Oh, Gemma Collins, Christ almighty. Oh, come on, get her off my screen. Get her off my screen. Here comes Carlito. Left arm strikes. Going after Cena, and the crowd love it. Cena ducks under. Eats a drop kick. Carlito. Look at that senton. Bravery. Oh, full immersion's fun, but multitasking when it needs to be is fun. But when you're fully locked in, it's incredible. That was a beautiful senton over the ropes by Carlito. Cena with a half hanging bandage. Oh, leaping flatliner from Carlito. Covers the champion. 2 count. HBK regaining some moments to his feet is up to the top. Carlito. Shades of the Ric Flair spot with a flying scoop slam off the top. Cover. 2 count only. Carlito Caribbean cool. Southpaw strikes. Irish whip. Carlito. Back elbow. Ain't that the truth? A back elbow to the champion. Suplex attempt. That was cool. In the cover. 2 count only. Good positioning by Mike Chioda. If you think he was only over for about 5 years, I'm sorry, but I don't know where you're getting that from. Eddie Guerrero was over in America from basically day one. Shawn Michaels counters into a small package, 2 count. Carlito holding his own here against Knuckle Shoes and HBK. To be fair, he is in the top 20, if not the top 15. I don't think he's in the top 10, Eddie Guerrero. I love Eddie Guerrero, but he is one of the best ever. It's just unfortunate he died way too soon when he would have been world champion again. Knife edge from Carlito. Southpaw strikes to the face of Cena. Double flapjack. I would definitely say he's a strong top 15. Carlito getting flapjacked that much that he's now become a savoury treat. Kurt Angle smashing his chamber pod. He wants out. He wants to beat the piss out of Cena. He wants to get his hands on HBK. He doesn't care about Carlito. Kurt Angle doesn't care about apples. Covered by Cena. Grabs the rope. Stops the count, which makes no sense. I'm sorry, but rope breaks shouldn't apply in Elimination Chamber. Cena and Michaels working together. Here we go. The count. Double back body drop. We're down to 5. Here he comes. The wrestling machine. Here he fucking comes. He loses this and goes on, becomes world champ. Here he comes. Ducks under. German suplex. Under again. Another big German. For the third. Ba-boom. Another German. He's going all Olympic on these assholes. There's number 5. Over the top belly suplex. Michael thrown onto steels. I think you're over it. I think you're being way too harsh, guy. There's a German suplex Carlito on the outside. He reached his peak. The guy was in a car crash, by the way, and came back different. What you saw in WCW was the real Eddie Guerrero, and we still got beauty. But to say that he's not even a top 15 guy, I don't know what you're thinking about that. I'm sorry, but I think that's ridiculous. Here comes Kurt. Catapult. Shawn Michaels loves to taste the chains. Cena may be preaching chain gang, but Kurt Angle was chain leader. Here we go. Now Kurt's going after the champ. Kick his ass. That is correct. Shawn Michaels busted open when Elimination Chamber was actually good. Carlito was a brilliant mid-card champion. Like he was brilliant with any mid-card title he held. Tag titles wise, he wasn't that good. And here we go. Face first into the pod. What's up, Babu? Here we go. Cena's fighting back, gathering momentum. Belly suplex from the rebound. I think to say top 15 is smooth. You're absolutely spot on, mate. You're absolutely spot on. Look at Michaels. He's more covered in blood than Donald Trump. Big suplex. Abu, links in the chat if you want to join us, mate. We are currently at 22:35. Oh, look at this. Carlito was going for the overdrive. Yeah, I'm watching New Year's Revolution 06. There's the ankle lock. Carlito is locked on the ankle lock. When Carlito screams, it's wild. You just know that man loves to scream. Look at the wrenching on the ankle. Here go, 8 seconds. You are bugging. Kurt's in the top 10. If not top 5 WWE, you are bugging. Guy, you scare me. Here comes Chris Masters. He was pushed way too much. Overarm strike onto Kurt Angle. There's a clothesline on Michaels. Clothesline on Angle. Now he's going for Cena. Power slam. Military press. Boom. He wants the master lock on Kurt. You ain't getting that, bitch. Anyone who has Kurt outside the top 10, doesn't deserve to be here. I'm sorry. There's the ankle lock. I'm not even kidding. Primo was more athletic than Carlito, but Carlito was just an all-round better wrestler. Cena going for the FU on Angle. Angle drops down. There's the ankle lock on the champ. Horrible champion. That bastard from Boston. Well, West Newbury or whatever you want to fucking call it. Locked in. He's trying to get the ropes. Angle's like, hell no. But there's the super kick. In the cover. And Angle is out. Nah, Primo wasn't too generic, but the problem is Primo was just... They tried to make him too much like Carlito and didn't do it. The fact that you are saying in terms of historic and looking at what people did in WWE and you've put Kurt outside the top 10 is insane. Kurt, in 6 years, did more for people in WWE than practically anybody else. Kurt's literally in the top 5 best professional wrestlers of all time. He's in the top 10 WWE. Top 3 TNA. Top 2, actually, if you're being honest. But Jesus. Carlito working on Michaels. Masters. Slam on Cena. Into an ad break. Southpaw strikes from Carlito on Michaels. Headlock. Short arm punches from Masters onto Cena. The fact that he's saying titles held when Kurt held every single title in 6 years. And he was a King of the Ring winner. I think it's a bit bugging. Hogan, in terms of star power, yes, but quite frankly, Savage was a bigger star than Hogan. And that's not a cap, that's a fact. Masters, Irish whip reversed. There's a clothesline from Cena on the masterpiece. But Kurt had literally everything. If you're saying that he didn't achieve enough, you're absolutely insane. Kurt won 8 world titles and still did the comedy shit. Put over talent. Like you're insane. Goldust in '96 was fucking top tier. Here comes Kane. Here comes Kane. Out the plane. Man wants to get some hold and gain. Here he comes. Uppercut. Back elbow. A big boot. Hooks him up. Carlito's going down. Sidewalk slam. There's a clothesline. Running turnbuckle clothesline. Carlito thrown outside. Time to go to work. One white eye, one blue eye. Power slam. He's going for his signature flying clothesline. Here comes Carlito. A good, valuable distraction because the masterpiece gets a forearm strike. You could have had, to be fair, see the funny thing about Hogan? Anyone could have made wrestling mainstream at the time. Like, even Andre. It's very easy to say it because you're saying it with confidence when it's straight up nonsense. Kurt is in the top 10. Flying clothesline. Here comes a choke slam. That's one. HBK's down. Time for the champ. Stupidly, why did they not go for it? And to be fair, wrestling was already mainstream in New York thanks to Bruno. He was smooth in Japan because he loved it. But in America, he knew that 4 moves and just talking would help him. Oh, backstabber. There's that setup. Oh, he did. He had some decent matches in Japan. I still remember that funny promo when he said that the IWGP title was more than the WWE title. That was funny. There's a double DDT. Andre was so over in wrestling that he doesn't get the credit he deserves. Here we go. There's a double team. Military press into a crossbody. And Kane's out. Andre the Giant doesn't get enough credit for how mainstream over he was. That guy was insanely over. He did. It was so fucking funny. Hogan was larger than life. I'm not going to deny that. Yeah, Andre was the first man for a reason. I don't think people realize just how important Andre the Giant is to pro wrestling. Michaels getting the head kicked in by Carlito. Masters fighting Cena back and forth. Rake in the eyes. Classic. I'm not letting my hate cloud my judgment for Hogan. I hate Hogan with a passion, but I'm not denying what he did bring to wrestling. But if anyone who doesn't think Andre didn't do anything in terms of mainstream is crazy, because he did. You could even say territory mainstream as well. Now, I will say this, though, and this is something I will give Hogan praise for. I thank Hogan for the international scene. Like I do. But to even get to that, Andre was the first hurdle. So was Bruno. Thank you, Smooth. Think about how rare it is for me to give Hogan credit, and I gave him credit. Think about it. There's days where I wish I could just Thanos snap Hogan, but I can't. Michael's flying clothesline. Inverted atomic drop on Masters. Where does he get it from? This man's back on the coke. Clothesline. Carlito to the outside. He's channeling God's work. HBK clothesline on Masters outside the ring. He's got his eyes on the champion. In terms of what? Are you trying to tell me that those are the greatest of all time? Fernando, in terms of New York, Bruno was vastly important, 100%. But you can't refute how important Andre was to wrestling. Just look at what Andre did do. That's a special bit of Andre. Okay, so you've missed some valuable names there, Guy. You've missed a very valuable name. He is going for Sweet Chin Music. Is he going to hit Cena, though? That's the question. Yes, he does. Here comes Carlito. Overdrive. Nope, ducks under. Oh, yeah, they should be. There's the overdrive. And that's free. Masters. Cena kicks out. Triple H, no. Taker, yes. Savage, 100%. There's a double clothesline from Cena and Carlito and Masters. Clothesline again. To be fair, Vince hated so many people and still put them in the Hall of Fame. But Andre was everything to Vince. That's why he was the first. There's the spinning sit out powerbomb. You know what's coming next. Shazam! That 5 square head shuffle. Going for the FU. Masters, kick to the gut. Throws Cena to the outside. So you're only basing a top 30 because of they drew money. Okay. That's why Cena's not in my top 20. Oh, DDT on the steel. Damn. Bruno did get Macho Man over, that's true. But so did Steamboat and DiBiase. All three of them were key for Macho Man. You ever got a chance? There's a great match that Macho Man had in Memphis with Dutch Mantel. And honestly, Savage was just tearing shit up. Bruno's biggest accomplishment, though, is Larry Zbyszko in terms of who he got over. Cena face first into the door. He is busted open. Jesus Christ. Guy, you... Nah. Nah. It's a good thing I'm doing commentary. I'll tell you this, see, because you're on top 50, see, we are now changing your goalposts. Kobayashi and Misawa shouldn't be in your top 10 then. Just saying. If you're using Euro metrics, that means Misawa and Kobayashi shouldn't be in your top 10 or your top 20. I'm just telling you now. I'm not being unfair to Bruno. I'm actually being legit fact. You'd look at who he got over the most. The biggest talent he got over that he was purely responsible for was Larry Zbyszko. He pictured everything. He helped get Macho Man over, but he was fundamental in his own right. But in terms of who Bruno single-handedly went, you're getting over whether you like it or not, was Larry Zbyszko. man was like the wildest heel. And that was a time when the biggest heel at the time was superstar Billy Graham. And that is another Bruno accomplishment too. See? I know my New York days. Like, they're all so important. Funny thing is, Bruno's career doesn't get talked about enough because nobody understands how his schedule worked. Same with Don Muraco, Pedro Morales. Master Lock locked in. Carlito's like, not today. Low blow. Roll up. And there's the roll up from Cena on Carlito. There we go. That's that one done. The crazy thing, he was world champ for that long. And there was an interview about this as well. I believe there was an interview that San Martino had, and he literally said he was surprised he was past 2 years, let alone 8, because his body was getting knackered. Eddie Guerrero drew more money than Misawa and Kobayashi, though. You're bugging. Eddie Guerrero's not even my favorite wrestler of all time, but Eddie Guerrero drew more money than Misawa and Kobayashi. And those three are amazing wrestlers. You say I'm being harsh to people. You're now being extremely harsh to Guerrero, which is insane. Which I don't get that at all. I agreed with one of your comments earlier on about the whole overrated thing. Everyone at one point does get overrated. But now you're just adding so many different layers of flipping the goalposts that I just cannot understand it. Right. I'm going to move this match to another stream. And we'll do this one instead. I'm organizing the list a little bit. Mm-hmm. Right. Let me get the link for this one. I'm very sure. Misawa and Kobayashi did draw money, but Eddie Guerrero drew more. You could fundamentally say Misawa and Kobayashi had better matches than Eddie in terms of like together, but in terms of drawing money, Eddie Guerrero outdrew both in the promotion he was in. Gorgeous George was an interesting one. Let's see. I'm going to put this one further up as well. In fact, no, I'm not. I'll move this one. I'm going to move the positioning of some matches because I'm putting back to back two of the greatest like Intercontinental title matches. So I've actually got back to back. If we were to equate Japan money to Mexico and Europe, I'm not sure because when Eddie was champion, the attendance went down. The attendance went down because WWE did not have any top heels to go against Eddie Guerrero, apart from Kurt Angle. They were systematically reducing the whole thing and they were focusing more on Raw. That wasn't Eddie Guerrero's fault. Eddie Guerrero had the highest rated segments every time he was on SmackDown in 04. The problem is Eddie Guerrero wanted to just be champion to say he lived the dream. But Eddie Guerrero was already thinking about, actually, I already know where I'm going to put someone over. He handpicked GBL. Would anybody else realistically have done that? No. Anyway, I've swapped the list around a bit, so we've actually got up next SummerSlam 91. Bret Hart versus Mr. Perfect. Right, going back to 8 seconds, because that's when the match started. Mine was a little bit forward a little bit, which was annoying. Collar elbow into a headlock. Referee Earl Hebner. Monsoon, Heenan, Piper on commentary. See, now you're changing the goalposts over and over again. I'm sorry, but you're now proving my point. Crucifix, 2 count only. There's a headlock from Bret on Perfect at full speed. Heenan with these things. I heard a rumor that your parents ran away from home. Like Heenan was just unhinged. Oh yeah, Perfect and Bret were just ahead of their time. Look at that hair pull. Because you said he was a multi-time champion, the biggest draw in Japan, but when I used the same thing on Kurt Angle, you argued it when Kurt Angle was a top draw. And Kurt Angle was a multi-time champion. Eddie Guerrero was a big draw. You're moving the goalposts. And if you can't see this, then I'm baffled. I'm absolutely admiring the defense for Misawa. I love Misawa. But you're you're moving the goalposts. Which I don't get why. Crossbody, beautiful. Perfect is certainly up there for that Bret roll through sunset flip. Perfect timing by Hebner. Perfect was one of many at this time that should have been a champion, like the WWE champion. He was a great Intercontinental title holder. Oh yeah, 100%. Oh, knife edge chop. You'll be drinking soup for a week. Irish whip. Oh, Brett caught him. What's up, Fletch? He's got both legs. And there's a stomp to the chest. I know. There's that rollover into a drop kick face first. Then Perfect responds in the same way. Oh, there's a vicious knee to the waist. Clothesline, and Perfect goes to the mat. Look at the coach trying to egg on his man. I will be watching Collision, but I'll also be watching Impact at the same time. Perfect's like, goodbye. I'm done. I've had enough. Oh, look at that. He's ripped off the singlet. Clever by Perfect to hide away. Stu Hart licking his lips. He's probably thinking about some steak. they snuck in. Collar and elbow again against the turnbuckle. Hebner trying to force the release. Oh, what a straight punch from Perfect. Clocked him in the breadbasket. Jesus. You're bugging, mate. Oh, straight kicks to the gut. Is it really hard to put Kurt over Taker? I don't think so. Character-wise, Taker absolutely dominates Kurt, but in terms of like actually in the ring, Kurt's got him by a landslide. But I think the good thing is though is both of them have matches that you would put right up against each other. Like you could say Kurt's best WWE match is right up there with Taker's best WWE match, and there's no insult. Perfect is in my top three Intercontinental champions of all time. Like he's in my top three. Brett on the apron gets decked by Perfect. In some ways, Perfect. In some ways, Perfect was slightly better, but I think overall, I don't. I'm not sure. Triple H was only presented bigger because he was getting into Stephanie McMahon's knickers. Let's be real. If it wasn't for that in the click, he would never have been a world champion. Leapfrog Roll up. Oh, what a punch to the throat. You can tell that he watches Bruce Lee. I think Curtis 6'2", for all what he had, is a top 3 taker match. 98 to 2002 is his best run. After that, I just don't care. Considering he had some good matches after that, but for me, his best was 98 to 02. Heavy Irish whip. You could hear that in Saskatoon. Cover. I actually like how for this one you had very limited covers as well. It allowed both men to just work. There's this neck snap. Love that neck snap. Victory roll. 2 count. Oh, running gut kick to the face. Oh, beautiful drop kick. Here's a hard one. Who deserves more credit for current wrestling? The current indie darling. Sorry, the original indie darling AJ or CM Punk? That's a great question. See, here's the funny thing. I think equally were important, but I think you might have to give it to Danielson. But AJ Styles led to that. I think it's very close between the two of them personally, but CM Punk followed AJ. So I would have to say Styles for that reason then. Who he follows. Look at Perfect being a right big dick. But you could also say, here's a fact, there's no AJ Styles without Christopher Daniels. And I'm a big Styles fan, but I credit Christopher Daniels for AJ getting where he needs to be. Look at Perfect, just slap him, Brett. He's slapping the shit out of Canada. Canada's own hair pull. Look at that. That is a classic offense. Gorgeous George was very flamboyant, but I think the most flamboyant wrestler ever has to be. I actually think the most flamboyant wrestler ever. There's a sleeper hold. I think the most flamboyant wrestler ever is either Macho Man or Sting. We've already moved on from that conversation where you're still wrong. He drew money, but also you got to bear in mind, Vader drew more money in Japan. Jericho drew more money. Yes, he did start it though. Yes, like he did start it, but you could say that Savage sort of did it like more. Oh yeah, he is. He's the original Road guy. Then it's Buddy Rogers. Then it's Ric Flair. Brett rolls through crucifix, but he gets caught. There's a reverse mat slam. 2. Kick out. Love it. What a match. The best match of SummerSlam 91. Knife edge chop from the champ. Heavy Irish whip. There's the sternum shot. Bret Hart innovating moves like it was a piece of cake. 2 count. Stan Hansen drew a shitload of money with Bruiser Brody. That is correct. So did Demolition, actually. Demolition drew a lot of money. Like Axe and Crush and all that. You'd be surprised. Well, sorry, Axe and Smash, not Crush. Crush was shit. He's gone for the perfect plex. Funny thing, this is a Mr. Perfect spot that he called. He called this spot. The shower's in 10 minutes. He kicked out. He chose him to kick out. Yeah, Demolition were big money draws. You can be there longer, but it doesn't mean you drew more. But Vader drew a lot of money. You'd be surprised. Like, you'd be very surprised. But yeah, like, particularly Smash. Smash drew a lot of money in Japan. It's crazy. I hate that they wasted the Demolition Road Warriors feud. Like, they ruined that. WWE fumbled that feud. Kinda, but they were still perfect, though. Demolition were still brilliant. They used their own version, though, but they were sort of similar. Like, they were original to the like what they did. There we go, thrown perfect. There goes the leg right into the post. Demolition and Road Wars were perfect. Here comes an amazing suplex from Bret. I loved how Bret used his knee to protect someone's head from a suplex. Like, that was crafty. But yeah, the Hart Foundation will always be my favorite WWE tag team, but Demolition were right up there. Small package. Kick out from Perfect. Tony Storm watching this one back going, you stealing my moves. Irish whip. Cover. 2 count. Bret. Backbreaker. Right down. The Hitman up to the middle rope. Going for the elbow. Right on the face. 2 count. The biggest money draw in wrestling of is Stone Cold. Victory roll. 2 count. Stone Cold is the biggest drawn wrestler in the history of pro wrestling. Anyone else that drew money after him? Yes, but the biggest draw in wrestling is Stone Cold. That's a fact. Conan is also like an absolute sellout, but yeah, he was better than Road Dogg. Free Life Crew was a fun time. Kicking the knees. Perfect going inside out whilst holding the ropes was so good. Trying the sharpshooter. Here comes the coach. The coach takes a punch to the kisser. Perfect. Kicks the ropes. Bret's going to feel that one. I love that Heenan is glazing over the fact that he kicked the ropes into the groin. And he's like, because he hit a man with glasses. Yes, it's been proven that he drew more money than Hogan. Hogan is probably the second biggest draw in wrestling, but Stone Cold is the biggest draw of all time. There's a single-legged leg drop across the groin and the sternum area. Going for a second time, gets caught. Oh, he's got him locked. Sharp shooter. Straight in. And he's up. And it's over. And even better is the next match is right beside it. Right. This is our time for our main event. And then after that, I'm going to call it a night. Main event time. Funnily enough, I've picked a main event match to do it. Bret Hart versus British Bulldog in SummerSlam 92. Both men circling. Come face to face. Brother-in-law versus brother-in-law. Here we go. Collar and elbow. Vicious shove. It doesn't matter who the top 10 is. The only one that matters if you're booking on a draw is number 1, and that's Stone Cold. Here's a true fact. No one in pro wrestling will ever outdraw Stone Cold. So it doesn't matter who my top 10 is. Drop down leapfrog. Heavy shoulder block, and Bret is going down for a sleep. Bulldog, the fact that he was able to do a 30-minute match whilst drunk and other things obviously affecting him at the time is horrible. It's a shame what was going on with Bulldog at the time. I love Bulldog. He was a great wrestler. Headlock takeover. Head scissor. Kick in. Another one. Couldn't wrap his legs this time. He went for the military press, but he floated through into a victory roll. Small package. Headlock takeover. He's the excellence of execution, but I think he's getting executed tonight. What a line by Heenan. Eddie Guerrero drew money, though. I'm getting back to this match because I love this match. A wrist lock, wrenching at the arm. Davey rolls through, backwards, forwards, headstand. Oh, what a lock. There was some good wordplay back then for sure. We go to an ad break when Diana Hart Smith is on screen. Who's that, Mike McGurk? Diane watching on from up in the crowd. Brett covering the mouth of Davy Boy. Irish whip. Drop down again. Leapfrog gets caught. Catapult. And back into another wrist lock. That was a heavy raise to the ground. Well, yeah, because I've done top 10s on here with people before. But the thing is, a top 10 isn't always going to stay the same because it does fluctuate and change. Crucifix. Hammerlock. Definitely ignoring you, Heenan. Definitely ignoring you. Effective use of pressure. Scoop slam. Countered again by Bulldog. That was a great counter. Gripping the wrist versus gripping the chin. Brett trying to go into from his back to his knees, trying to get a little bit of control, but no avail. Well, yeah, but getting other people's top 10s, it depends on the whole thing. If you guys want to drop your top 10s, be my guest, but I still can't take someone not serious for saying Eddie's not even in the top 15 and Kurt Angle's not even in the top 10. But I'll listen to your top 10s if you want to go for it. But I actually want you to give me your top 10. I don't want you to say, oh, it's my top 10 because they drew money. Like, I just want your top 10. Like, my top 10 isn't based on if you drew or if you didn't draw. My top 10 is based on how a wrestler made me feel when I watched them. In terms of like everything they brought to the game. Standing leg drop. From Brett. I am the King of England. With such gusto. There's one line that Heenan says in this entire match that's absolutely funny. And he just says to him, oh, you hit him right in the fish and chips. Bret Hart with a very solid headlock. Davey Boy getting back to his feet. Oh, what a vicious elbow. Abel, you're not in the top 10 for anything, mate, except top 10 cool people, but that's about it. I'm only kidding, buddy. Brett, inverted atomic drop. Vince McMahon calling the move incorrectly as per usual. Irish whip. Rolls through. Crucifix countered by Brett into a slam. 2 count. Yes. Another headlock from Brett. Slow, methodical pace by the Intercontinental Champion on his challenger. Brett may not have won this, but he was definitely the most over. Headlock. Davey, using his size and power advantage, pushes him off. Shoulder tackle. It's a good list. That's a very good list. A lot of diverse talent there as well, for a variety of things. Solid headbutt. Irish whip from turnbuckle to turnbuckle. Another Irish whip. Oh, turnbuckle dropkick to slow Davey down, who tries to get a move. Running bulldog from the turnbuckle. Yes, I love that running turnbuckle bulldog. Bret Hart neutering the bulldog with a bulldog of his own. Up to the top rope. Here comes Davey. That's a very close camera shot, cameraman. And there's a scoop slam. Davey going up. Diving headbutt missed. Shades of the Dynamite Kid, but he didn't make it. What? Bret's elbow? Or his elbow drop was quality. Because it led like him and Steve Austin do it the same way, and it's just perfect. Go for a scoop slam, ducks under. Oh, look at that. Using his own momentum. Yeah, Bret's elbow was brilliant, whether it be standing or from the middle rope. Even the top rope, it was so smooth. Sold out old Wembley. Bulldog. Oh, there's Bret with a crossbody outside the ring. Ugh. So we're thinking that there's going to be a fuck up with the cash in. Nia Jax versus Tiffany Stratton next week. So I see what's on SmackDown. Bret Hart with a standing backbreaker on British Bulldog into the ring post. Bret's got him by the cornrows. Irish whip. Heavy. And at this point, Bulldog is 272, I think. Headbutt from Bret. Going for the Russian leg sweep. Cover. 2 count. Oh, what an uppercut. Another one. Fucking Jesus, Bret. Bret's uppercuts were vicious. There's a third one. Bulldog stunned. And there's a drop kick from Bret right into the chin. Here we go. Irish whip. Big back body drop. 2 count. Best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be after all. Bret Hart at this point is in his second reign as Intercontinental Champion. He regained the belt from Piper at the Hoosier Dome at WrestleMania 8 after dropping it to the Mountie. Going for the suplex. Into an ad break. Bastard. Suplex delivered. Float over cover. 2 count. Oh yeah, like, even for somebody, like, Bret wasn't overly athletic, but Bret had just such precise timing. But he at least made the dropkick look vicious. Which is at least important. Another headbutt. Uppercut, countered. Roll up. 2 count. Great backslide roll up attempt by Bulldog. Diana is opening, showing her teeth. Maybe you should get her something to eat. Or maybe a beer. Bret going for the backbreaker. Got him. Right on the lower back. Gives me horrible vibes just because obviously my lower back is absolutely ruined. So Bret, middle rope. Elbow on the back of the head. Oh, the headbutts he did was crazy. 2 count. Like, he drove his head, didn't he? Like, he was going to, like, he wanted to hurt you. He didn't like he wanted to really break you. "15 minutes into this incredible matchup, yanked him by the hair and lifted him up and stuck him to the mat. Bret was like the primary babyface, but I just loved that he just started working mixture of heel and babyface in this match. There's another headbutt. A right hand. Headlock. Takeover into a headlock position. It's an excellent pace from the excellence of execution. Okay, I do actually have an interesting. Um, I do have something actually that came from Swerve Strickland. I'm going to confirm this at the end of this match because this is actually a very interesting thing that he said. He said it on a podcast, so I'll say it after this match is over. Bret's using full weight to hold down Bulldog, who's on both knees. He's trying to reach for the ropes. On all fours like a bulldog. Bret's not releasing the hold. Count to 5. Dickhead. Oh, what a kick to the face. When Bret laid a strike in, he would never injure you, but he made you look like you were getting ripped apart. Irish whip again. Sleeper hold. Bulldog really delivered. But Bret made it a masterpiece. Diana cheering on Bulldog. That puppy's out. The checks. That's count of two. Are we going to get the third raised arm? Nope. Davy's still alive. This dog is not getting put down yet. He's got him up. Runs into the turnbuckle, back first, but straight back into sleeper again. Up again. Bulldog again drives Brett back first into the turnbuckle. Such a good wrestling match. Great wrestling match. The best SummerSlam match. Irish whip reversed by Bulldog. He couldn't get the military press, but Brett is stuck on the ropes. Irish whip referee gets out of the way. Clothesline from the rebound. Another clothesline from Bulldog. And a third one. Cover. 2 count only. I think there was elements of Benoit's pace that was good. Like, he did have some matches where the pace really was relaxing to watch. I don't think his pace was better than Brett's though, but his pace was good. Like, I will not deny that. But I agree though, the finesse and all that and the moves, he didn't have them. But they were very snapped on that. The snap of them really showed some viciousness. Bulldog standing vertical suplex for 9 seconds. Cover. 2 count. Bulldog by far at the time strongest wrestler in WWE. Sternum shot into the turnbuckle. 2 count only. He's calling for the power slam. The one true power slam. Here we go. He's got him up. Power slam. Boom. Kick out by Brett. I've yet to see anyone do a power slam better than Bulldog, and I've seen great power slams. Brett pushed to the outside, hanging on the apron. Bulldog has Brett going for it. Brett used the momentum to pull back. Oof, German suplex into the bridge. 2 count. That's a fair enough list. I still don't understand the likes for Cena or Big Show, but it's your list. I respect that. I respect it though. In terms of your list, I like some of them though. Brett suplex again. Davey uses power to counter it. Second time fail. Bulldog going for a superplex. Bret Hart, you're about to be stuck in the mud. Boom. Superplex by Davey. 2 count. To be honest, I think Big Show was dog shit, to be honest. I've seen better big men. I know people like him, but I never did. Don't hate the man, just don't like him. Brett ducks under the punch from Bulldog. There's a clothesline each. Davy Boy Smith is top two greatest UK wrestler of all time. Where would he have been without out the ring issues? He would have been a WWE or WCW champion. I truly believe that. Almost has potential, but I don't think he'll ever live it in WWE. But he was doing it in Noah. Bad news, Barrett isn't in the top two. Nah, I think that's harsh to say he's the HBK of those guys. I think that's bugging. British wrestlers probably is Regal, but I would also like the top three Regal, Regal, Bulldog, and Osprey. Oh, rollover, sunset flip, drops down. There's the three. We have a new Intercontinental Champion. And what a way to end it all. Right, I'm going to close that one down. And then I'm going to quickly say this, and then I'm out of here. Right, so this was on Battleground Podcast. I don't really listen to them, so I don't know what they're like. Another new subscriber. Thank you so much. So this was Swerve Strickland on the Battleground Podcast, and he said this. Hangman Page's Spanish-speaking promo at Grand Slam proved why he's the right man to challenge Moxley all in. We're not here to take over your company. We're here to be guests in your home. Him being in the position to open the shows, do an entire 5 minute plus promo in Spanish in the home country's language, that shows respect that he has for the fan base and also shows that All Elite Wrestling still puts him as the guy to introduce us and to start the show off with that type of. We're not here to take over your company. We're here to be guests in your home. We're being guests in Arena Mexico. We're being guests of CMLL. And we just want you to know we appreciate this. And this is the person that is going to be the spokesperson to literally do that handshake agreement to begin the show. He's always been that guy, regardless of how I feel about it personally as a competitor. He's always been that guy. And that's once again from day one. Today, you know about almost 300 episodes of Dynamite we're about to have. He's always been that guy. You know what? Fair play to him for saying that. I actually think he is right. I don't think he's going to win the match, though. But I absolutely do agree with Swerve, though. I think he's right. Yeah, his Spanish was good. Oh, I forgot that the SummerSlam kickoff show was on tonight. No, I didn't. I knew it was on. I was never going to fucking watch it. Ah, what do you know? From Fightful. And I told you this was going to happen, so Smooth, prepare for your angry emojis. Karrion Kross has not been offered a new contract with his deal to expire soon. It was noted that Kross is currently in the final months of his contract, and despite a recent surge in popularity and his impressive work on TV, a new deal has not been offered at this time. Yeah, AEW has the balls to try something new. TNA have the balls to try something new. WWE do not. Like, they're too afraid to go, let's try something new. And you shouldn't be afraid. Right, what else have we got? Is there anything else? No, nothing there. But yeah, Karrion Kross looks like he's not going to get offered a new deal. Sorry, folks. How many matches was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 matches tonight. Yeah, Elijah is injured. I do not want a. TNA are already stupid enough for uploading next week's episode early. There's Impact Live tonight, but still, I'm not like. TNA really pissed me off last night, but I'm not even going to get into that. But what I'm going to say though is thank you everyone for watching. It's been a good audience throughout. We've got through some great matches. We've got through 7. And quite frankly, you have fun, you do it here. Please do like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Gaming stream tomorrow. We're not going to do the watch along tomorrow. I'm not reviewing Impact Live, but if anyone asks me, I'm not doing it. Like, just because I've already done one Impact review, I'm not doing another one because that means we'll have to do Collision review. And, well, we're not doing Collision reviews at the moment because we're not doing SmackDown reviews, so it wouldn't be fair. So, ladies and gentlemen, I bid you good night. Fuck the Hulk Hogan. And I'll see you tomorrow. Look after yourselves. Stay safe. And kick back and enjoy the ride. Good night, everybody. Signing off on another good evening.